Told them I am the prince of grime and I just came back from putting brothers in hearses. I was with verses, talking on about other verses. Perfect. RTL. Young gun of the scene, Vieira, I'm keen. Might turn up with the troops like.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm not doing the usual introductions. I want to get this right. The show started right immediately. Welcome. How are we? Benny, let's start with you. How are you, brother?
I'm alright, bro. I'm tired. I'm good to go.
Are you good?
Next time I'd appreciate if you tell me that you're not going to do the whole intro thing because you got me playing with my cat now.
I do what I do.
Next time you do it, please give us a hint. No, it's a Wednesday night. It's a Wednesday night. We keep that for the weekend.
Welcome back to the channel. You know what to do. Slap a like, share the thing, subscribe, like. We're going to get straight into it. Let me introduce my second guest, Bram the Hotspur. How you doing, my bro?
Hi guys, hi to all the viewers out there. I'm good, thanks, bro. Can't complain.
You seem a bit like you're in Antarctica somewhere, young. Just so.
It's cold here where we are.
Where's that?
Athlone. North London, Athlone.
Beasteroni is kebab, you know the beasteroni is kebab, you know that's Thomas. How you doing, my bro?
I'm good. I'm on Benny's side of the table and not on your guys' side, so I'm sticking it out with Benny. I think you must swap the screens here. Put me and Benny together and the London is on top. Yeah.
There we go. Much better.
Benny lost.
Yeah. Let's move it. Anyways, people,
you waited a week for that, Minister?
I didn't last long.
Big up man like Bradley September, my G.
Good evening, Bradley.
Anyways, one place to start. Only one place to start. Let's get into it. Manchester United getting absolutely stung by the bees, humiliated. Penny B, I'm a reasonable guy. Explain, my brother. Give me your take on it.
It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. More than anything else, on Saturday was a realization that we are no longer the Manchester that we used to be. We started the season, every single United fan, with hopes that there was change. What we saw in pre-season. We were all excited. I was excited for the season to start. Now, I am in fear. I'm in fear of what happens next. It is a joke. Manchester United now is a circus. This window is a shambles. There's nothing good. There's nothing positive coming out of the camp. And we can't blame it on one thing. We can't blame it on the Glazers. The Glazers, they weren't on that field that got the hiding of their lives in 35 minutes. They weren't there. They weren't on the field. They didn't wear the shirt. They didn't take the tactics in from the coach and put on that piss-poor performance. So you can't blame the Glazers. You can't blame the manager. He's there, 2-3 months. The team that he got is like giving a carpenter a whole lot of fucking butter knives and tell him, build me a fucking garage. How do you do that? He doesn't have the tools to play system. Our window, I don't even want to talk about our window, who we are linked with next. It is a joke from the top to the bottom. And it is what it is. It's going to get a lot worse before it's going to get better. We know this. None of us expected it to be this bad at all. And I'm fearful for Monday. I'm predicting a fucking hiding of note. Because Liverpool, yes, they didn't get the results that they wanted, but they didn't put in a bad performance. Whereas us against Brighton and us against Brentford, we were poor. And we deserved fully to get beat 4-0 and 2-1. Okay, the Brighton game, we could have won, we could have drawn. There wasn't that bad of a performance, but we got a proper hiding by Brentford. From the start to the finish, we had no answer for them. And they had all the answers. They looked like a coached team. They looked like a team that's playing under instruction. Whereas we were just 11 guys on a fucking field. I saw more structure in play on Sunday, watching the Sunday League game on Westridge A than what I saw on Saturday, watching United vs Brentford. There was fuck all. Let me put it like that. That's what it is.
Fair enough. Fair assessment. Prem, I'll come on to you before I even go to Beast Only. You've been very overcritical. I wouldn't say overcritical. You've called it a spade when it comes to a spade when it comes to Manchester United. But look, let's be honest, like Benny has alluded, the recruitment is a shambles. The players they just look lost. But should Ten Hag also take a share of the blame? I mean, signing Eriksen, playing him as a number 6 over the weekend, I didn't know what was up with that. And Lisandro Martinez, I mean, why not just play him in a DM instead? You're playing Rey Mysterio at centre back. But what have you made of it? Should Ten Hag take some of the blame? I think you should take the least of the blame out of everybody. But how do you see it? What's your take on it?
Correct. I think he takes some of the blame. There's no hiding away from it. Benny said it. He said it well. He almost sounded like Jamie Redknapp. Look at me when I'm talking to you, Benny. Listen.
To look these comments, there's shit here at the bottom of the screen. Give me a moment.
Listen, firstly, I think that he's had 6 to 8 weeks with the team, right? Now I'm gonna sit and I've been critical of United in the past, but I've also complimented them. I'm gonna tell you now, all United fans, you're being pessimistic and fearing the worst over nothing. You could see in United's play in the first game, there is something new developing. The pressure of the media, the pressure of the world, the pressure of everybody, it got to that team in the game against Brighton, right? So they lost. But you could see there was patches in the spells. What they were doing in pre-season kind of showed as just that the players also expected it must turn into goals. And we're gonna win the game. And it didn't. Right? So there's no resilience. You got to also remember that in the Brentford game, a lot of what went wrong was because of the type of football that he plays, which is gung-ho. It's open, it's wide, it literally leaves you to you're either going to smash teams, and I'm telling you now, Benny, after January, United's going to be, so let the viewers get this right. I'm not saying they're going to qualify for the top 4. I'm not saying they're going to challenge for the league. They're going to be the team that's either going to hurt you if you're trying to get out of the relegation zone because they're going to murder you. And the teams that are fighting for the league or the top 4, United's going to either stop you from getting there because their football allows that. On the back end, the Brentford thing is going to happen more often than not because of the type of football they play. Right? He came from the Dutch league. You can get away with that football because there's only about 4 technically gifted football teams and the others are they just fill up the numbers. He had one good season in 2018 in the Champions League where we lost to Spurs in the semi-final. That didn't make him automatically a great football coach. Right? So you went and employed someone who plays football that's easy on the eye. It works in that league. He's never reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League again with Ajax. They excite you in the group stages. But that's as far as they go when they come up against decent teams. So I think we United fans, just be patient. Be patient. It's not a Conte football is structured, disciplined. We defend first and we attack later. His football is let's attack, we expansive, we try things. The goal, the keeper's back passing, it was so Eriksen, he got robbed of the ball.
You can't blame Eriksen for that.
You can't blame him for that.
You can't blame Eriksen for that.
That is the manager saying that's how I want to play my
that's
football.
on him.
No,
That's on him.
That's on him.
Eric
came out and said, there's times that you as a player know you can't play it short. There's times, that was one of those times. Because if you look at Brentford's pressing, they pressed man for fucking man.
But Benny, what is he? He is a I come from Pep's hands. Pep says we play that way, whether we 5-0 down, whether we 5-0 up, we play that way. What does his teams do? You play that way because I'm coaching you to play that way. So
exactly,
you're gonna just have to ride the process. And at the end of the day, the only thing you haven't been linked to is Tupac's death. You've been linked to every player on the planet.
And it said Peter Lovenkrantz is tomorrow the name. That's the name tomorrow. It's Peter Lovenkrantz.
Listen, I've always called it and I've always said people go to United not because of who you are, but because you pay the most money.
Not anymore, though. Even with the money, I will argue there. Even with the money, who in their right mind would want to join this team now? You can see from the outside looking in that is extreme faction.
But that's now, Benny. Your signings, the assessment that came out of 41 players since 2013. How many of them came to you because you're Man United, and how many of them came to you because Man United's paying me more than everybody else? Man United's raising my profile. Because Di Maria, there was only one way for him after that. It was downhill. But guess what was in his CV? I played for Man United. And then what happened? He went to PSG and resurrected his career again.
But look at someone like Casemiro. Look at someone like Casemiro, who we are linked with today. That's the big name today. Would you leave a team that just won La Liga, that just won the Champions League? You look around you. You look around you. You have Benzema up front. You have Alaba behind you. Courtois and fucking.
Then go ask Schweinsteiger the same question. Why did he buy in at the time?
No, that's the contract. That was lost.
Because United were going to pay him more than anybody else at his age. Because his career was finished. He was finished.
But that's not the case anymore, though, Bram, because that's why we're not signing Rabiot. Because we're not going to give in to his weird wage demands. We should have learned from our lesson for the past 10 windows, which is what we did. And now we sit with Kaka like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Kaka like Harry Maguire, that we paid 80 million for. 80 fucking million.
See, and when United fans were saying, we're still the biggest club, we've got players coming to us, and we were always saying, they're only going to you because you're paying the money for a golf save and you're paying for the TAS.
Exactly.
People see you coming, they see you coming, and they just up the fees. So those who run United is to be blamed for that. But
but it's not them that played. It's not them that played on Saturday. It is not them.
Exactly. That shouldn't affect what's happening in the
I feel that the protest is all the protests is all focused at the owners of the club. They're in America, they don't give two shits what's going on in Manchester. They don't even watch the games, I'm sure. They were at one game, that was the Brighton game, that's the first game. They are not to be blamed for this shit that is going on at United right now. I'm sorry. The players, the protest needs to be directed at the players because they are the ones, it effectively is, that they run this up.
So logic now points at them is, how long are you going to keep him in this job? Because clearly the egos at that club, Mourinho couldn't get it right. Van Gaal couldn't get it right. Oli couldn't get it right. Is Ten Hag the man? Because he's only managed kids. He managed kids in the rejects.
It's a tough time, but as we speak now, I still have faith in Ten Hag, and I still feel that he's the right manager. And I feel given time. You always have a choice. Ten Hag loses the first 4 games. We all saw what happened to Frank de Boer. Everybody saw what happened to him. If he loses his first 5 games, he loses his first 10 games. Do you think he's still in a fucking job? What then? We're playing Liverpool.
I don't think
nothing stopping Liverpool from giving Manchester United a 7-0 hiding on Monday. Could even be more. I'm just saying.
Look, I hear both arguments as well. No, trust you, I've been there. I know all about that. I've seen it all. I've been like, what, a year, and I've seen it all. It's got even worse. But Beast around, I want to come on to you. There was a comment that I saw from Craig with regards to the academy players. Would you play the academy players? And do you think Ten Hag could even end up walking out of the job?
I just wanted to comment on what Bram and Benny also said there. What Bram was saying, as a Liverpool supporter, I experienced that firsthand with the change in dynamic of your style of play and having players to play that, because Liverpool also, the play from the back was never a tactic Liverpool did.
Thank you, Aslam.
We built on how we're going to try to play from the back, get players that can fit that system. And what Bram was saying is they play from the back because it's Eric's style. But my thing is, yes, it's his style. Yes, they're going to make mistakes. But with my argument to every United supporter that agrees with that style is, what I don't agree with is the fact that the quality of the players that you have on the field shouldn't let you concede 4 because of a style that is changing. If I take the best 11, a United 11, and I play against the Brentford 11, and I change the style of the player or the style that we're going to attack or the style that we're going to defend. It doesn't take away of the quality from Ronaldo. It doesn't take away the quality of the players on the field. So if you have to adapt to a style that Eric is wanting to play or the style is changing, I don't understand with that 11 that you're playing. It shouldn't affect you in a way that you concede 4.
Exactly.
And I don't see Eric losing his job. Hey?
In 35 minutes, 4 in 35.
Look,
I understand it, but
yeah. Okay, sorry,
I
finish.
I understand that it's 4 in 35 minutes. What I'm saying is Klopp came there with a style that he wanted Liverpool to play that none of our 11 that we had played before. We adapted to it. We made a lot of mistakes. That's when the argument came between Alisson and Edison, who's better with the feet because Liverpool is playing from the back. We conceded a lot of sloppy goals because of playing at the back, but it happened. Liverpool became the team that can now play from the back, and we do it perfectly. But we didn't concede 4 goals because the 11 that played for Liverpool with a new style didn't change the ability of the players. Yes, you're going to be in a different position when the goalkeeper has the ball, but it's not going to change your ability to defend the ball or make a proper pass or think for yourself that it's not going to work. Play to the left, play to the right. The ability of the player remains the same. And I think that's the only reason why he played Eriksen at 6 for the playing of the back. Because
Eriksen at 6. He played 2 8s and a 6 in Fred and second half in Scott. He played 2 8s.
So how did Eriksen get that ball that they scored that goal from? If he's at 8, if you telling me on a team,
because they don't trust Fred. They don't trust Fred getting the ball from the keeper.
Exactly, I'm not talking about what I see on the starting 11. I'm talking about when the game is on and I see the positioning of the player. If that person is in the position to get the ball from De Gea, you're not going to see that ball go from Alisson and it's going to go right to Henderson and Fabinho and Thiago's behind him. That ball can't go through there because Henderson is in 6. He's in the 6th position to get the ball. My understanding was he doesn't want Bruno or he doesn't want McTominay or Fred to be in that position when the ball comes from De Gea. He wants it to be to Eriksen. We all know Eriksen has that pass in him. And that is the pass you would want to make. The player that I would want to play it to wouldn't be Bruno because now you're losing him out in front. Play it to Eriksen. It might have been a risky pass, but still, that is the pass. That's the design that he wants for the club. And the players
that is shock, bro. That is shock. I watched the entire game like this. I was in the entire game like this. My hands was dead. First off. My fingers it was dead. First fucking off.
Like your word, beast, man. Look here, man. Yo, it looked so healthy when he came. Now he looks like fucking Johnny Sins. Remember wondering what the hell?
Look like Zidane next to him.
Why is it all in purple? What's up with the Barney Buzz?
I changed it to purple. There's a whole lot of frustration here currently.
When you start talking, I think when you start talking kaka, that's when it changes color.
But look, guys. On a serious note, I hear you, Beaster, saying that you guys never lost like that. Also, remember, club's football is not as expensive as Ten Hag's football or Pochettino or Guardiola. An expensive football can cost you, right? A structured football, like if you look at Arteta. Arsenal,
but not against Brentford, man.
No, but not against Brentford. We understand that's the embarrassment.
That's what I'm saying. That's the quality of the player on the field.
Being Brentford, but Arsenal also have a few 3-4-0s that they suffered.
And
unfortunately, that football allows you that you're going to get punished if you don't get it right. I think he's trying to find. He backs Eriksen, right? He wanted Eriksen, so he's going to try and find where's Eriksen best suited in his team. I don't think he's going to have the patience with Scott or Fred to find what's best suited for them.
They need to both fuck off.
That's the problem that you've got now. Is shame. I feel sorry for him. Any other club, he would have had time to find his right pairings. And Man United has realized there isn't a thing called time when you take over that football club. There isn't. There isn't. They are just one of the biggest clubs in the world. They are the most watched club. They are the most hated club, most loved club. So it's that is immense. That is why that is not a job for
I agree with this. I fully agree with this. Why not play Maguire, Bailly, and Martinez? Or Maguire.
How many times didn't I say you're going to get the best out of Maguire?
Harry Maguire plays his best in the 3. How do we see that though? Yeah. How do we see that? But those fuckers don't.
From last season,
I wouldn't change the whole formation to suit one player.
That is not
changing for one player. It's changing the fact that Shaw is the best at playing in that position for England, right? He excelled in the Euros. So did you want to get the best out of him? Go to what he's familiar with. What is the best for Maguire? He plays his best for England in that position. Go to what he's familiar with. Go to Lindelof. He plays that at Sweden. Go to what the players are familiar with. You're unfortunate that you're going to have to buckle down and play these players because he found them there. He found this egos there. He found this big salary players there. So what's he going to do? United are not going to give him 11 new players. They're not.
I'm sorry,
players.
but I'm not going to let a player's national form to take into his domestic form. It must be other way around. If
but
you
the domestic
become
form is
that, bro.
But you are right.
At the end of the day, it's like Beaster loves analogies. You love analogies, Beaster. United is a circus. Ten Hag is the circus master. The lions that the brew eat with the whip. He's attacking the master now. And the lions is his centre backs. Harry Maguire on top, Martinez by his ankles. You can't play that two together. In the Premier League, you cannot play one tally and one smally. What are they going to do? Exactly what Ivan Exactly what Ivan did. You saw what they did with Darwin Nunez, how they abused that bitch. What did they do? The exact same thing. So every single team is now going to attack and abuse Martinez because they see why he's vulnerable. You will play. You don't care if your striker didn't score a single goal for 3 years. If he stole, you're going to start him against Martinez.
Yeah. That's why Martinez must play 6.
I also think so.
But now, play your normal 4.
But now, Beastie, you just said earlier, I would not change my team for a player. Now you're going to say, play Martinez CDM. You signed him as a centre back. Why are you changing for him?
Who said you signed him as a centre back?
Well, now, what did you sign him as? A player, a footballer.
The CDM is going to be there regardless, Prem. Regardless of the
But what did you sign him on? What was it at Ajax? What was it at Ajax?
They said he can play left back, he can play centre back, and he can play defensive midfielder.
Yeah, he can play there. He can play there. Harry Kane is the best number 10 in the Premier League. Play him at a 10, he'll show you he's better than De Bruyne. Easier number 10. No, he's a striker. So we can't say he can play here, he can play there. He's probably a better centre back than any of our centre backs.
What's Harry Kane's number? What's Harry Kane's number?
What does the number got to do with your ability now?
What's his number?
Number 10.
What is the? But what is it? Zidane was number 4.
I'm just saying.
Zidane was number 4.
The best striker in the world doesn't want the number 9.
But Zidane was number 4. He never
was number
5.
He was number 5.
But he was
number 5 and then 10.
Before he took the 5 jersey, he wore number 4. So what has that got to do with anything?
Probably number 3. Who knows? He started at number 1.
So
probably
exactly. So the numbers got nothing to do with it.
I just asked what was Kane's number. That's all.
Now, what did you sign Martinez as? What was he signed as? A footballer or a centre back? Or what was his position when you signed him?
I was hoping that they were going to sign him as a fucking squad player.
I saw he was a centre back. Ajax centre back, Martinez George United.
Yeah.
Now you're saying no. After 2 games, that's not going to suit him. Go play him at CDM. But you're saying no.
I said so before the Brighton game, and I said so before the Brentford game as well.
I'm thinking. Beaster said, "Why would you change for Shaw and Maguire? Now, why are you changing for Martinez?"
No, Bram. Let me just try and clear that. I don't know if it's a misunderstanding or what, but I'm not saying change your team's formation to position. That's 2 different things. I'm not saying United must play. The statement was play 3 at the back to suit Maguire. I'm saying take Martinez out of centre back and play him at 6. Leave your
Yeah.
formation as is. Don't change.
I know what you
Play at
mean.
the
You
back
mean in
end.
terms of your
Yeah, I
system.
get
I know
what you're
exactly
saying.
what you mean.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
So
Luke
it's
Shaw's
not the
going to play
same
where?
thing.
He's going to play where? If he plays in the 3 and he plays as a left, what is he? Still going to be a left back, left wing back.
Left
No.
wing backs
He's
then.
still going to
So,
be. He's still going to be on the left hand side.
Okay.
And why is he going to
United,
be at the heart of the 3 back or the 3 centre backs?
I didn't say play 3 at the back. I was the one that's saying anti-3 at the back. I wasn't the one saying change.
Mr. said keep as is, just play Martinez at CDM. That's
Yes,
it.
just play
That's
Martinez
it.
CDM.
Regardless of the down,
Martinez at
CDM.
Martinez at CDM takes away McFred.
Yeah.
McFred goes out.
Yeah, I think that needs to be broken up. That partnership it's never worked and won't work ever for United. That has to be broken up. But who are you going to put? Who are you going to replace and play there? Who are you going to play there?
You have quality centre backs. You have Varane, Bailly, Lindelof. Choose one of that two. No? 3 of that two. You play centre back. You play your left back, your right back. You play Martinez as your CDM. You play Martinez as CDM. You have 2 10s. You can have 2 10s. You can have Bruno and the rest of the fucking dog unit with all the other dog names to go in there and play with all that 10s. Then you go with Sancho, Rashford, and Ronaldo. Ball control.
6 minutes into the pod, and it's the first time someone has mentioned Ronaldo.
Yo.
I didn't know that,
26 minutes into the pod, we didn't speak about anything else but United. And nobody mentioned. Not one person mentioned Ronaldo.
Yeah, because we always give Ronaldo airtime, but anyways, we've covered United for over half an hour. We're actually
I'm stuck of United also now. I'm sad. Can you guys hear me?
welcome, Aslam. How are you, brother? Can you hear
Hello,
me?
bro.
Aslam, are you there?
Hello.
There
Yes,
you
we
are.
can hear you. We can hear you.
Welcome
minutes.
back. How are you,
2 minutes.
bro? You good?
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. Jump on back again. Jump out, jump in again. But anyway, let's come on to Liverpool Palace. Look, we all know Palace is a difficult game. They can take points off you. They can surprise you on your day. Mr. Ronnie, what did you make up with it of the game? What were your thoughts on the game? Look, we both know you are missing some players in midfield as well. And of course, then I want to ask your thoughts on the Darwin Nunez or Darwin Noodles incident. What's your thoughts, bro?
I think with Nunez at the club now, you can see how Salah's role is changing and how difficult it is for him. Because if you just look at the Palace game, Salah made more attempts in what attempts that he got, which is unlike him. Normally, it's other way around. Salah getting the ball in good positions, where he was giving Nunez like a whole lot of chances in the first half. And yes, Vieira said before the game, this is our game plan, and it worked perfectly for them. However, it could have gone both ways, and he was willing to take that risk because Liverpool had like 10 chances in the first half an hour, and there was a few good chances that needed to be goals. Nunez, Salah, both of them had quality chances that Salah would finish normally. And that for me was like, this is going to be one of those games where you get all the chances, the opponents get one chance, and just like that. Fabinho had a piss poor game in our first game. The game against Fulham, piss poor. He was going to go off regardless of the Thiago injury. This week, again, his positioning was wrong. When the goal we conceded, Trent was by, I think it was Eze had the ball. Trent was by him, Fabinho so in. Simple touch around him, exposed Nat Phillips. So now everyone is on Nat Phillips' case. Bullshit, that ball should never have got to Zaha because of Trent and Fabinho being there. So I give up. Nat Phillips had a good game. The position that he was put in, we didn't have any other centre-backs.
Is it? Where's Gomez and Matip? Are they all injured?
Gomez came on.
Gomez came on.
Matip isn't match fit. So he only trained a few days before the Monday game. So he was also on the bench, but they wasn't going to play him to run against fit Zaha. So they rather use Nat Phillips because Nat Phillips, I feel, can do the business. He did it by
That's the first half because our electricity went off. But he had a good first half. Yes, they scored, but he had a good first half.
Yeah, even Van Dijk could have done better with even the ball that went through. Like, I expected him to just go down and slide, just to try something, because you can't foul him from there. He's too far. But you can at least block the shot that's going to happen. So just slide in front of the ball, and hopefully you get a touch on it. I think he gave too much hand over to Alisson, thinking, Alisson might just take this one out.
Just keep it out, yeah.
Yeah,
I want to
and
ask you a
then-
question, though.
Yeah.
No, go ahead,
Yeah.
finish this. Go ahead.
Now, I feel if we took any of our chances in the first half before that goal, it would have been a different outcome to that game because Palace couldn't come out second half with the same game plan by just sitting back and hoping we're going to get the chance on the break. If you 1-0 down, 0-0 is fine to play that game because you're always going to find your opponents exposed when you get the ball. And Liverpool were very much exposed without the ball when we lost it. But because none of our chances were taken, they put the pressure back on us, and then we went down 10 men. The fighting spirit was there because we still got the goal back against the runner play because the first cross that came in, I thought, nah, that chance is wasted because Diaz was there by the corner flag, and somehow he beat 5 defenders to score that goal. I didn't expect that goal to come.
It was a mooi goal.
So the fight back is the only thing that we can really get from that game where you can't give up against Liverpool. And that is the reason why Liverpool will always be title contenders in the season, regardless of the 2 draws there, because they have that in them. Palace might be a mid-table team or average team. Their game plan beat us. We were 10 men, but when we had the ball, we played so that you can't see that we're 10 men. You could see it without the ball that we are 10 men because we so high up the pitch. But with the ball, you wouldn't say that Liverpool is playing against 10 men. Liverpool playing with 10 men.
Playing with 10 men. I wanted to ask you because you mentioned Fabinho. Is it just me first and foremost that he's just been stinking out the place since last season? And I know Robertson has come on for criticism now. Would you start Tsimikas in the next match against United?
I would. If you can remember last season, the beginning of last season, we were all going on about Robertson has have to fight his way back into this 11 because Tsimikas played the first 2 games and he was brilliant.
Yeah.
He came on from the bench on Monday, but he couldn't give one proper cross in there. He had 2 free kicks, a corner, was all piss poor. But we know what we can do. And I have no problem starting him ahead of Robertson. I said that last season also, that if there's someone that's better than you, that has the ability to do what Klopp needs, then play that person, regardless of the name or the person who you are replacing, even if it's a replacement for Salah. If Jota comes back fit, Salah's misfiring, play Jota there on the right. I don't give a shit. Diaz is doing his job, play him on the left. Play Nunez through the middle. Play Firmino through the middle. Whoever you play with suits Klopp's system, so be it. And Fabinho, definitely, we were talking on Monday when we were watching the game, that ever since the Fulham game, our midfield, we drew that game because of our midfield battle. Fabinho was out of it. Henderson was out of it. Henderson was brilliant on Monday. Me and Edgar was talking where he said, why start Milner instead of Hendo? And then I still said, no, I trust Klopp and I know the impact Henderson has when he comes on, and that was proven. But I was just thinking, what would it have been different had he started that game? And Milner coming on because Henderson was all over the show, involved in everything when he came on. So,
but Henderson is better coming from the bench, Pista. You know this.
He is, but you don't have Thiago, you don't have Keita, you don't have Henderson playing, or you have Henderson coming from the bench, but you don't have Thiago and Keita that plays with Fabinho. When he came last season from the bench, our 3 was Keita, Fabinho, Thiago, which I didn't mind. And you have Henderson changing it. But now we're starting a game with James Milner. We're starting a game with Fabinho, and we're starting a game with Harvey Elliott in the middle.
He's back for United.
Oh?
Yeah.
Naby Keita.
Naby's back.
He was back on Monday already. He was on the bench, but he didn't come on.
Okay.
Back. Would you go for a midfielder, Beast and only?
They asked Klopp that in his press conference on Friday, and he said, for how long? If I'm going to buy a midfielder, am I buying him for how long? Because when all my players come back, what do I do with him then? Because there's nothing wrong with a midfield in the sense of we need a replacement. We just can't help it. We have like 3 midfielders that's out, completely out. Ox, the made of glass guy, is out. Keita is partially out. Thiago out for a few weeks.
I don't get that. How do you get injured from training?
Pre-season training.
No.
Hey,
I don't think Klopp will go into the market for a midfielder because, to be honest, I don't feel we need it. If you can see Carvalho and Elliott coming in, Curtis Jones, they all going to fit into that midfield role. Because if Jota's fit and Diaz is fit, that's 2 there already. Salah on the one side, either Carvalho on that side. Then Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones is going to form part of our midfield. Because it's Firmino and Nunez up front. Then our midfield, we have like 7, 8 players. Henderson, Milner, Thiago, Fabinho,
Keita.
Curtis Jones. Keita is going to be a whole lot of numbers in that midfield. So I don't see him signing.
If they get Jude, they have to let quite a few go because Jude is definitely going to start every single game. Definitely. Now there's rotation in that midfield, but when you're gonna have Jude Bellingham, Dabo's not gonna be rotated.
No way.
Not anymore. But that's a big problem to have.
Yeah.
Ah.
Billy, talk to me. Last week you said you're tipping Darwin Nunez to be the flop. Talk to me. What did you make of his red card? I personally
Yeah, I don't read much into it. He was abused. I saw there was this beautiful compilation that I saw, I think, on Twitter. Of it was like 2 minutes of just constant abuse from Joachim Anderson, and that is coming on from preseason, eh? The preseason game. They've been fighting since then. And like Jesus said, it could have gone both ways. Anderson could have been sent off, and so could. Okay, Nunez was stupid, but he will learn from that. He will learn from that. And it's also
he's gonna
harder.
learn.
He's going to have to get harder.
He's gonna learn. You're just provoked.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the rules are today. Even if he just attempted to
Because that's all that was. That was an attempt. It wasn't a full assault.
Yeah. And the irony is, he said that, and then Ryan Giggs said the same thing when on the stand for his abusing. He said we were in a scuffle, and I may have connected her with my head. I didn't mean to get like that. And no, true story. On Monday, he was in the dock. But, yeah. So I think that Nunez mustn't lose that. That is going to make him survive in the Premier League. That thoroughness, that fight in him, because you need that. It's just about to control it. Look at it.
I saw you guys as he got. I saw. That's what I saw from that compilation. But it was all provoked. It was all provoked.
Benny, but now then I'm going to use another player that is also not used to the Premier League and also only came here for 34 months. That's Luis Diaz. He has been punished ever since he came to the Premier League.
Exactly.
He has not been a right back that is not pinched the shit out of Adbro every single game. I'm talking about cheap tackles from behind, silly lunges, pulling. Look at his reaction compared to Nunez.
Yeah, but Nunez is different personality altogether. And you want that fight. You want that fight in your striker.
Why wouldn't I
he's
want
physically
what Diaz has?
Yeah, but Diaz is more of a, I'm going to show you with my ability instead of trying to physically out muscle you. And Nunez is opposite. He's going to want to. He's not going to back down. So yeah, look, it was just unfortunate that it happened, and the ref actually looked at them as it was happening.
As it was happening.
Yeah, I think
now,
that was the case. I think.
In future, I'm scared for him in future because every single team is going to play like that against him now, and who want to do that?
But he's going to have to learn. If he does it again, then obviously he's not learning. He's not coping.
I think that's a once-off thing. He's gonna know how to react the next time it happens because he's gonna feel these 3 games. Believe me, he's gonna feel these 3 games that he's gonna sit out. How he's even gonna struggle to get back into that 9 position now because remember this is now a job for Firmino. If Firmino bosses the United game and the next game and the next game, if Nunez is back from suspension, he can't just get that 9 role again because Bobby's doing what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And Bobby will, no? Bobby will.
This is going to be the first time Bobby has 3 straight games since when? AFCON.
Yeah.
AFCON, literally.
Exactly. Anyways, let's get on to the other London derby. So Pascal has just messaged me. He's running late. He's at work. He's not going to make it. Our special guest
Is it in
at work. Huh? I don't know what to do. Our special guest was a Chelsea fan. And she also said, like, nah, she's working. So I said, okay, look, it's chilled. I don't know. They probably saw you for a couple of weeks, Bram, and I thought, nah, I don't want to. I thought, nah, I don't have the
Listen, let's call it what it is. We were fortunate.
Let's get into it.
We were fortunate. We were fortunate. You have to give it to him. First, I'm just gonna. I think it's hands crushed.
Hands crushed. Man, I got 3 weeks.
You get all the excuses, man. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
I love it. And then this one, of course.
What is him after? This is a parody account.
No, it's his real account.
No, it's his.
There's the verified sign, bro.
Freak mad. He's my really tweeted of this red card.
On his Insta. Yeah.
I also don't think that he can type this one in English, man. I doubt it. I think it's somebody doing it for
No, you can see this it's translated. You can see
No,
it's
but even
translated.
the first word would have been luckily. And not lucky. If it wasn't him, it would have been luckily. If it was an English bro, he would have said luckily.
Lucky I didn't see you. But anyways,
Yo, we see
Brandon,
like,
you-
Yeah.
can't even pick that shit up.
Listen,
he's on another level, my man.
Keep reading Conte status.
that was crazy. That whole episode was crazy, bro.
I'm good that I'm not gonna lie. I love to see that. It reminded me of the Battle of the Bridge a few years ago when Hazard scored that last couple of minute goal.
You want that in every game, Afio. You want that needle in every game.
But the way the game was, that was just the perfect ending. If it was a
It
boring
was.
game, that would have been cuck. That just suited the whole 90
Yeah.
minutes of football.
Exactly. Anyways, Bram, man, my brother.
No, I'm just gonna say that. Listen, we have a phobia of going to that place. You can see it's evident. We have a phobia, and I just think that he brought on 3 players that don't understand why do we buckle against Chelsea, and he brought them on and they changed the game. For me, Son, just to touch on it. I told you before, Davey, why no big club will sign Heung-min Son. He is a liability without the ball. Yes, he's great with the ball at his feet and blah, 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 but he would never fit the Liverpool team. He would never fit. He probably fit in United's team now, but
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh fucking
Standard is a
wow.
bit
But
lower, yeah.
would you not play him in front? Would you not play him as a striker now?
That's fine, son. No, you go on, bro.
No, but anyway,
Go on.
okay, I'll go on. But he wouldn't fit at any big club. He wouldn't, because he's a liability, and it proved on Sunday. You know, yeah, he was just bad. He was terrible. Richarlison, I thought he was shocking. I thought he was poor, but the fight he brought, his presence, and then Basuma and Perisic. I said before the start of the season, best signing that we made this season, actually over the last 2 years, it's the signing of Basuma.
Definitely.
Fears nobody, fears no occasion. I think we're going to see the last of Højbjerg starting in the midfield.
I'm a massive fan of Højbjerg, bro. I'm a massive fan of
I
Højbjerg.
can't see him playing ahead of Benteke. Benteke's got a little bit more finesse about him.
Yeah.
And he can tackle and he can work. Basuma's going to complement that.
But he was poor against Chelsea though. Benteke. I feel he was poor against Chelsea.
He was poor.
Kante was brilliant.
He was poor. He does suffer from, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, is when we play sort of big teams, Benteke kind of has like an offish game. Depending on the caliber of players he's up against. Like he's inferior, he feels insecure against certain players. Then there's other games where he just stands out. He just really stands out in the field. But for me, Basuma just doesn't care who he's up against. So I can see us in the big games, we're going to go Benteke or Basuma, or we'll go Basuma or Højbjerg, depending on who we play. But we will be Basuma in the midfield. And that's
Agreed.
What he was the best signing. He was the best signing Spurs made this season.
At 35 million a steal, bro. A steal. I thought he would have gone for a lot more.
We paid 20.
I would even put him in.
I thought today it's 35.
I'd take him any day of the week.
It was 20. We paid 20 million for him.
Oh, even
We paid
cheaper.
20 million with the pending case, but now all charges were dropped against him.
I was all charges dropped. I heard there was that sexual assault cases against him.
Yeah, it's dropped. All the charges were
Oh
dropped
wow.
against
Shame poor Brighton.
him. They sold him because of it.
Yeah.
I sold him because of it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Casida was doing well there by them even now as well. No? So,
We're linked with him now. Again.
but you were
Just,
linked
here's,
with him
here's a
before.
question for you guys. Here's a question. The first
Sure.
goal, free kick or does the goal stand?
Which one? The
last
Spurs goal.
The first
Spurs
goal,
one.
The first goal, our first goal.
That's a
I
free
think
kick.
it's
That's
a
shot.
first
That's
ball,
tap
man.
on Kukurea.
No.
No.
The
That's
first
the
goal.
second
The
one.
first goal is
We're
when
actually
we
coming to
equalised.
that, actually.
The first goal is his challenge from the side on Havertz. So he wins the ball back. He chases Havertz. Havertz is through on goal. But
No,
he's
that
going
wasn't the
towards the
first
corner
goal,
flag.
man.
The
That
first
was the
goal
first
is
goal, Beast.
it's the first goal.
Their first goal, they won.
Our first goal. Spurs' first goal.
Mm.
So the whole debate.
I forgot the first goal. I watched the game.
Oh yeah, it's right. Hoybiers goal. Hoybiers goal comes.
The shot outside the box. Was it a shot from outside the box?
Yes, but their complaint where the first altercation is because
Oh no. The keeper was there and he said the ref pointed and said ball. The ref was there.
So Chelsea fans are complaining that both goals should have stood.
Can
No,
I tell you
is
what?
it-
Can I tell you why?
He wins the ball. He wins the ball
He wins
first.
the first one. And the first goal for me is fine. But the hair pull, that should not have stood. That should not have stood.
For me, with the
Yeah,
first
because
goal, there's over enough time for them to win the ball back. They get the ball
44
back in their
seconds.
own box. They
44
get the
seconds.
ball back. They can clear that ball. They decide not to clear it. For me, it's a goal.
It's a
You were
goal.
gonna say something,
It's
Beast?
too far back.
If you watch
Exactly.
the whole Liverpool game, now, I was checking the way they just before that game. They were speaking about how lenient the refs are gonna be in order for games to flow, where they're not gonna blow for everything anymore. There was
I
a
agree.
Liverpool foul where I think it was Fabinho and someone went up with the head and Fabinho kicked the ball away, but because he didn't touch his head, no foul. And it was Paul Tierney refereeing that game. So I expected that every 2 minutes to be a foul. There was tackles there, winning the ball, but it's hard tackles, no foul. And I was like, I can actually enjoy a game watching it like this with every
Definitely.
small thing.
Definitely.
And even that tackle, last season, that tackle on Havertz, it's a possibly a yellow card also because he's the second.
I actually feared when they scored and they went to VAR. I feared a red card.
Because of the last man.
Because it was debatable whether he was last man or not.
He wasn't the last man.
No, there was somebody
That's what I'm
coming
saying, the
across.
second last
There was
man.
somebody coming across, but the fact that it would be easy isn't he going on goal because he was kind of going at an angle where he's sort of going towards the edge of the box.
He's heading to the
corner of
box,
Yeah, and he's coming from the side, but the ref was on the spot. The ball goes in the direction, the opposite direction of what Havertz was going. So how could he have, been that's a challenge. It's Bentancur touches the ball.
The ref saw it.
Away from him. And that is why I compliment the referee in there because, like Pisa said last year, you were running the risk of that he could have been sent off for that challenge.
Yeah.
True.
But now I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that if it happens in every game. If there's
The
consistency
consistency is the thing.
there's
Yeah.
no problem.
Consistency.
Mostly you get that in the derby now, where they allow certain challenges. Like in another game, that would either be a free kick or a yellow card. Normally, in the derby, they let mad challenges go, and I feel that's the standard as to what they're going to ref all the games in future. And I, for one, I am all for that, bruh, because this has become a pussyfoot sport. It has.
I feel like it.
We didn't even realize how we've been watching football. Years ago, there's certain things we say today we wouldn't have said years ago. Like that head ball, for example, if the ball is in the air and you go with your head and someone kicks it, you didn't touch him. A few years ago, you wouldn't have appealed for the foul, but this season, last season, you would say foul because the rule book says if your head is high and it's a foot, it's a foul. Fuck the rule, play the game. He didn't kick you. Because that's also going to prevent players of doing shit like and it didn't touch
Some goalkeepers do get used.
Let me justify my statement. How often don't you see keepers commit to coming for the cross? They don't get there. They're never going to get there. Bad judgment. But what do? They make sure they run into the opposition
Somebody
player, right? And then what happens? The ref stops the game, free kick to the goalkeeper. That is awful. That is because
my thing is the ref must only protect the goalkeeper when he has the ball. Done.
The ball must be in his hands. But also the ref needs to you get some goalkeepers when they get the ball, they go in the direction of if I'm gonna land here, there's a chance the ball's gonna fall out of my hand. Let me rather make contact with the opposition and I fall and then there's a free kick. The refs need to be a little bit more vigilant to say, listen, that is not a free kick. You landed on him. He didn't go towards you. So the ball fumbled, the goal stands. You must hold on to the ball. Because that's what the proper keepers of back in the day did. But now what do the keepers do? They catch the ball, they touch somebody, and the ball spills out, free kick. That's why they got a goal against Arsenal that he complained. Why was Arsenal not allowed to score last season when he was lying on the floor there?
And it's his own man that knocked him also.
So how is that? Do you understand what I'm saying? How was that a free kick? How was Arsenal? Why was Arsenal with the ball up?
Exactly. It's interesting that you're bringing that on to the next segment because I think we can all agree that this is a red card. Obviously, there we can see the ref standing in front of him, and they not even went to VAR. What I actually want to ask
you guys for what? A red card for what?
Kijk, dat is only allowed in the bedroom.
He tried to ball the man.
Hey. Then why didn't they? Okay, so why did they not? Firstly, why the first incident before that? Why did it go to VAR? What were they checking for? Because Cucurella was deliberately blocking him from getting to the ball. The only reason it wasn't a penalty is the fact that the ball doesn't make it to Romero, right? Dyer with his stupid big head jumps in the way. He tries to score. Keeper saves, and that's how it wasn't a penalty because it's a penalty. Okay. Cucurella did the same thing with this incident here. And what did Romero do? He pulled him out the way. He used his hair.
Pulled his hair, my brother.
He pulled his hair.
Look here.
He pulled his hair.
Nice. He's still between his hands. Yes, still, as we speak.
Okay, scored, and we take the point and we run.
That's it. That's what I expect. But the real question what I want to ask you guys is
that's a hit and grab. That's a smash and grab. You don't deserve a point out of the football.
Literally grab.
Chelsea actually played well. Chelsea actually played beautiful football, especially the first half. They had to be a lot more than 1-0 up. A lot more. Good team.
Hanging in there though.
Yeah, Spurs was very resilient. They kept. It's a Conte team. That structure was there.
Is the lack of a focal point up front going to cost Chelsea?
Yes. It costed them on Sunday. It costed them on Sunday.
I don't care if they had Emmanuel Dennis of Watford up front. The fact that they would have had a focal point, they would have beaten us. The fact that they don't.
Havertz is not the focal point.
Havertz is not. Germany, I don't see. They played Sterling there Sunday.
Sterling was.
Oh. Jesus.
Sterling should have put them 3-1.
Why is this mense linked with Frenkie de Jong and no other strikers in the world except Aubameyang? Like I feel Chelsea needs to sign a strike 2 strikers at least.
Can be a 9, bro. Havertz can be a 9. Broja can score a goal, but you can't play Sterling in a false 9 and expect miracles. He never played false 9, not by Chelsea, by City or by Liverpool. He's the
if you don't sign a number 9, then you can write their season off. They're not City.
That's good.
They're not City.
They're not a City team.
Hey, bro, Havertz is by Germany when they play. He scores and he plays 9.
And he plays number 9.
They just sold him now to RB Leipzig, who made him both a profit.
Leipzig sold him to Charles and then buys him back.
For like half the price.
Same with Lukaku. But the we were talking about referees. Do you guys think referees should be made to come out to give post-match interviews after matches to explain decisions?
I'd like to hear what they say during the game. I'd like to hear the communication between the ref and whoever is up there next to Jesus.
Like they're doing the rugby.
After matches, I mean, look at the guy. The guy said he wanted to come out and apologize and all of that for his.
It was his fault. It was his fault. That first stopped everybody's heads.
But why shouldn't refs then come out afterwards and explain why they made a certain decision?
Who? Why?
Referees. Why referees?
No, don't get me wrong. I don't disagree with you. I would like that, but more than that, I'd like to listen to the communication in games
during the match.
Yeah.
Now, I don't feel the need for referees to have a post-match, how can I call it, a hearing or whatever, because firstly, who's going to ask that questions? How long is he not going to have answers for what they're going to ask me end of the game? If he's playing a game and he makes a mistake in the 11th minute, He's going to blow that game with 80 minutes, keeping in mind I'm going to get asked this question at the end of the game. Lose focus of the game firstly, and secondly, prepare himself for the answer for that.
But bear in mind, sometimes they do it in the studio even, you know, like when they have Chris Foy or Dermot Gallagher. Hey, Aslam, your sound is a bit grenzerig.
Is it me?
Nah, it's
I think
Aslam.
YouTube is on by Aslam also.
No, it's not me.
It is, yeah. I could hear myself. I can hear Beast echoing now.
So the echo. Look at
Wait, just hold on.
Yeah.
So can you please turn down your radio?
Anyways, let's come on to Arsenal versus Leicester. Arsenal hit Leicester for 4. Still conceding sloppy goals. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Aaron Ramsdale is starting to worry me. I think the fact that there's no Burnley, no keeping him there on his toes, and now he only has Tina Turner's not really gonna give him sleepless nights. But I don't know. What did you guys make of it? Of course, 2 from 2. Can't be too upset. Their sound is much better, Aslam. Much better.
Sure.
What did
Okay,
you guys
what
make
you
of
say?
it?
How's
Good, bro. Hi, sir.
How you doing, bro? You good?
Look what that man look where is that what draws the to use and he must come out to the United side. You'll start to cry.
But Mister, what did you make of it? What do you think of how Arsenal have been doing of recent? For me personally, we've only played 3 good halves in the 4 that we played. The plus second half was a bit but look, for me still it's early days, so yeah. What do you make of it?
You say it, man. We only played 3 good halves out of the 4 that we played. Like he's so spoiled for good halves.
I was going to tell him that last season. Last season, out of 2 games, there would only be 2 good halves.
I was about something was going to happen to me last season, my man. I was convinced.
Davey, I think what's important is if you check when you guys scored your goals on Saturday. That for me is very important. It's just after Leicester scores. So that for me is that's the most when the opponent is at the most vulnerable position. They just score and what you do after that. You sit back and sulk the goal, even especially when it's your own mistake, when you bounce back. I just went in and there was 2 goals. Like within 2, I didn't even turn the grid on the fire. I went back when they said there's 2 more goals. I couldn't believe it. I had to rewind and just watch the whole play again to see how quick Arsenal bounced back with that. Because the same intensity Martinelli had in that first 15 minutes, that was the whole entire Arsenal squad for the full 90 minutes. The pushing and the pressing. If you're going to play with that intensity, yes, you are going to make mistakes. But what do you do when you make that mistakes? Sit back, crawl up in your corner, cry about it like they did last season, or bounce back the way you did now against a Leicester team that you know has something in them. They have a goal or 2 in them. But if, like Klopp said, if I'm going to score 4 and I concede 2, so be it. But I'm going to score 4 goals. And I don't see Arsenal's front 4 not scoring goals for at least the next 2 months on end. Because like Liverpool, you don't have a goal scorer now. You have a team of goal scorers. Saka is very quiet. From your best player last season to someone that's not even on the assist sheet this season. That's a good sign. Not necessarily a bad sign. So what can Saka...
Who's the 4, Mister?
Hey?
Who's the 4? Saka, Martinelli, Jesus and...
Odegaard, Smith,
Okay.
There's a whole lot of goal scorers in there. But remember when Benny, David, when you said last year sometime in a pod with Liverpool having like 8 goal scorers. It's a good thing. And that's what you want in every team. You want that 8 goal scorers, 6 goal scorers in there, so you don't rely on your out-and-out striker. And I think that's why teams don't go for that out-and-out striker. Because look at Spurs, for example, also. If Kane
hasn't scored a goal.
Hey?
Kane hasn't scored a goal this season yet.
They still haven't scored a goal.
Was it the own goal Sunday of Kane?
No, sorry, Kane. No.
Oh, yeah, Kane, Kane scored, yeah.
Like, what the hell?
But yeah.
I didn't see him celebrate.
Davey, I don't think you have anything to worry about. And the only thing that I'm waiting for is when Arsenal comes away with a 1-1 draw and David loses shit here. And I don't expect you to lose your shit because your room for error is this much. Like, you need to cut Arteta some slack in certain aspects. Like,
Yo, please.
killing it, bro, for cut. You're killing it, bro.
I was about to say the same thing. I think, Div, that he literally is shoving fingers up at every Arsenal fan it's against.
All or nothing pure. That's what it does.
Because what he's doing is literally, who would have thought under him Arsenal would be second on the log? Now, yes, it's only 2 games, right? But and I said this to you last year. Show me a team that bounces back the way they do. They got murdered by Liverpool, and the next year what they do, they win on in 1. They don't know fear. They don't. They just need 4 experienced players, good world-class players, like literally. If they had a Sterling in their team, they got someone like John Stones, let's say someone like Gomez from Liverpool, and you put him in that team right now. No. Then Arsenal, dangerous team. I fear them. I'll be honest. I fear playing you. At this moment. You've got too much creativity in your midfield. Odegaard, Smith Rowe, etc.
Yeah, you say that.
But Jesus for me is not a prolific goal scorer. These flashes of brilliance we saw at City. Jesus will probably end up scoring 10 goals again for you this season. You'll probably go 6 games now without a goal. Create 2 or 3 years along the way just for fantasy points, but the jury's out on whether he obviously contributes in other factors, but like they say, never be some feet scoring. It's early days still in his Arsenal career. Lacazette was the same, Obo was the same, you know. But I fear playing Arsenal. Right now, if I had to play them tomorrow, I'd be a bit wary of the game.
I don't put Jesus in the league of Aubameyang and Lacazette because they didn't work the way he works.
The way he works,
yeah. 2 games, but pre-season. The pressing that he does, Aubameyang and Lacazette can dream of that. And that's why I'm saying he's getting the help of Saka and Martinelli doing exactly what he's doing. And that is making Arsenal also a threat. Martinelli is like, I'm convinced he uses drugs before the game because you can't be so on the post whole time. Like whenever the ball is, he's like a fucking chihuahua. That ankle biters.
They get under 10 players and under 10
Lisandro Martinez.
And that's what you want. You want that from, and if you get that from an attacker, that gives you everyone else. Then you get the Liverpool press. What Brentford did with United. One press, they're all gonna press because he's doing it. That is in a sense where you in a team like United, if one press, you look like the odd one out. In Brentford or Arsenal's team, if you didn't press, you look like the odd one out. And that's the thing that you want to see.
I think we get that, but he wasn't signed to press the best. He was signed to score goals.
He was signed to press. He was signed to
Come on, tell you what.
Just I'll give you 1 second. You all get the press as well, blah, blah, blah. While things are going great now, fantastic. While they're on the run. It's when it's not going their way. Then you can't say Lacazette and Aubameyang can go dream because Aubameyang will show me someone who scored almost 100 goals for Arsenal
I'm gonna give you
under 4 years.
Before you go on,
do you understand?
Why did
he was brought to score goals?
He played for 2 seasons and not score a goal for a year, but he started. Even though Jota was there, he played. He played for a full year and he didn't score a goal. But he started every game, and when he didn't play,
that's the year he scored 9 goals. He scored 9 Premier League goals. He scored 9 goals that year. That's
the last guy on Anfield.
He scored the winner at Anfield against Spurs, and he scored. Yeah, but at the end of the day, he was still when he scored, he won the game for Liverpool. He didn't score frequently anymore, but he still contributed. No, but he still contributed. Remember, he scored a hat-trick in 1 game. That year, he scored 9 goals, and one was a hat-trick. So he still. His contribution was effective when needed. He's not a goal scorer. You see the difference is he's a playmaker. He was the link between the two, right? Jesus who's the link between who's Jesus in Arsenal's team? They don't have a Salah and they didn't have a Mane. So what was he the link board for? To link up with who?
Saka and Martinelli.
Saka's been playing as a right back, almost as a right wing back, and Martinelli is hardly. Yeah, the players where he doesn't play. So who was he able to link up with who? There's no link up. He was brought to score goals. Last year, Martinelli played 2-3
You're telling me
games.
he's playing alone up front here without the. You don't see Saka and Martinelli.
I'm not saying. No, don't understand me wrong. You can't say that he was brought to link up with them and do what? They linked up with other players last and they came fourth or fifth. He was brought to. You're going to link up with him, but you need to score goals. We're giving you a chance. You're going to be our striker. So he was brought to score goals. Not about how well he presses.
So now I'm
He was
telling you,
brought to score goals.
Okay, come and tell you what.
If he has a good game but he doesn't score, they're going to bench him.
They're not going to bench him. They
Come on,
won't bench him.
Like
They spent a lot of money on him.
You say he's not a goal scorer. No? Whenever
I
he
said
plays.
prolific. I said a prolific goal scorer.
Yeah, he didn't get that chance by City. He was never going to get that chance because Pep would never play the system for him. He was there on the bench, a number 9. The only striker there, but Pep doesn't play him. Why? Because he doesn't need a number 9 to score goals. He had to bring in Haaland now to change the whole thing. But Haaland is more prolific than Jesus. We all can agree on that. But I can tell you now, if Jesus is looking for this opportunity, he's at the age now where he wants to show what he can do. The World Cup is
World Cup
coming.
here also, bro.
A
It's
lot
World
of
Cup here.
competition in the Brazilian team.
Away.
A lot of competition. I told Dave this. If you take a City player, you can put him in any squad because he can know how to play football. That's simple. He knows how to play football. That is Arsenal. That is Arteta. Arteta wants to play football and he wants to play a counter-attacking football. He needs a fast striker. That is Jesus. He will get there. He will. The pressing is very important. Very, very important. That I can tell you now. Firmino does that brilliantly. And he learns that from Firmino. That is what I can tell you. A lot of players now who's playing number 9 and who is now false 9 is learning from Firmino. And what do? They must press. Nunez doesn't have that in him now, but I can promise you, give him a month. He's going to start pressing heavy in front. And he has that pace to press
You get
in
on
front.
the training ground for the next 3 games.
That is very important for us.
But I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Like you say, he has
but
moments of brilliance. He didn't get a chance in Arsenal team in a City team to play continuously. You understand? He will get that chance now. And he will show that he is a matured player and he wants to be that number 9 for the club.
And for his country.
And I promise you, he's going to back his words because he wants to prove a point. He wants to prove a point to Pep as well. And Arteta is Pep's predecessor, so that is a huge thing for him.
Is it though? How many goals do you think? How many goals do you think he'll score? Though?
I think he can score more than 15 for the season.
I'd rate that a successful season for me.
Yeah.
For you, is
For
it
me
though?
also, 15 goals. Me also.
I think he will score at least 20. I actually rate Jesus this season. I feel Arteta.
I wouldn't mind him scoring
the players around him.
If Arsenal
Arsenal looking good.
maintain the way
That
they
would
are
make me
playing
feel good.
now, like
It's not just Jesus though. They are looking good as a team. They are defensive.
As a whole team.
Listen.
Come and tell you, you were talking about moments of brilliance or whatever, or Firmino scoring goals at crucial times. Jesus did that last season for the last 6 or 7 games. He was scoring the winning goals for City. He was the one carrying the team over. But you didn't see that. Why? Because he's not in the team continuously. He's not there to put up the numbers he can put up. So we will see this season. But I promise you, he will score like 15 goals.
I'll be
He
happy.
can challenge.
I'll be happy with 15. I'll be
Like
happy with 15.
if Arsenal
Guys,
can maintain the form
guys,
they are in
listen,
now, they
I
are out
hear
of
you.
they are out of the blocks. Like
I hear you, and I agree with what you're saying. But the one thing that you need to that I think we can't ignore the fact is, while the going is going well for Arsenal, while the going is going well, we're going to say, yo, look at the effect of Jesus. Let's wait until they stop winning and see if you're still going to say the same story about wow, his pressing is what they brought him here for, and they stopped winning 2-3 games in a row. Then sing the same story about his pressing. Firmino's pressing is only been complimented because Liverpool were winning. If you stop winning and stop ending in the top 2, then
But
what are you going to say? Then
But
what are
they
you going to
didn't,
say?
bruh. It's the second
So they
game.
didn't exactly.
The
But listen,
second game of
listen,
the season.
listen. They
You need to look at
they
that comment.
didn't.
Grab his
It's the
beans.
second game of the season.
It's the second
Liverpool
game.
won the league. Liverpool
Yeah.
went out of the blocks in the league that they won. They are chasing City. They are already on City's tail, and Arteta is not gonna let that go. He have
I
his
don't
team
think-
the way he
no, no, no,
wants
no,
it
no.
now.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm saying Arsenal winning the league.
He's gonna keep them motivated.
David toss out. David go toss out.
Whoa. I'm not
David go toss out.
from last season. Toss out with that shit.
He's only feeling this way because he's a neighbor. That is what I can tell you. He's only feeling this way.
Listen. I'm not feeling this way because they are rivals. We'll finish above them again this season. What I'm just saying is, let's not up about Jesus. Is this Jesus is as what Jesus is doing is a miracle. That is, it's he played 7 games. Starting continuously last year for City.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
scored 2 goals, right? He scored in batches. He scored in phases. His performances were in phases last year. Trust me, if you watch fantasy football, if you play fantasy football and you have him in your team, you will know. If you watch their games often enough, he kind of plays and he doesn't play. Then he plays and he doesn't play, and that is why. And that could be Pep. And I agree with you because he didn't get a continuous spell like all the others where they were playing poorly and they would continue to be in the squad. So granted, now he's going to be at Arsenal. So let's hope that he rewards them. But the press is not a reward.
But look at, okay, David, what is your first game? Your first game, what is your result against Crystal Palace?
Football
Score that goal alone.
alone
Score that 2
brings
goals.
him in the team, man.
Martinelli
Martinelli.
brings him in the team.
You know, yeah.
Martinelli and an own goal.
So what I'm saying is, did Jesus have a bad game there?
No,
he played
he actually had a brilliant game. He just didn't score.
That's what I'm trying
played
to
well.
tell. Brad, it goes further than just a press. It goes
Yeah,
further.
he
played well.
As an example. But you're not going to
David,
see
David,
Jesus.
hold this. Khalib, I just merely mentioned fantasy as how impressive he was. David, cut this clip and keep it. And I want us to come back when Jesus' goals dries up and you move down the table. And I want to see about how his press was so impressive that it kept Arsenal in the top 2 from now until January. Then we see how impressive this press was.
I'm telling you,
Because guys,
we won't
at
get
the end of the day,
Bram,
is Saka a 10-15 goal scorer? 10-15
No.
goal season
Bram,
scorer? Is Martinelli a 10-15 goal season scorer?
No.
Yeah, but you are talking about
Potentially,
boys, man.
you're going to say potentially, possibly.
Sunday. That's what he's saying. Now, that bro Jesus does not have Salah and Mane next to him. So his lack of goals is actually going to count. Is actually going to hurt Arsenal. Whereas Firmino's lack of goals didn't because it was scored from the 2 next to him.
I understand that.
Now listen,
Brad, I agree with that.
The point I'm trying to make, I use the press as an example, and Bram is running with it like it's the pattern of a fucking relay for the World Championship.
Both of you mentioned about the press. No. Aslam also mentioned it. And I'm
It was one thing.
Running like it's a fucking pattern.
No,
I'm thinking about
both of you mentioned the
I want
press.
to move on.
Move on. Let's move on.
I want to come on to
I agree with Bram. I agree 100% with Bram. I'm a fan of Jesus, don't get me wrong. But he's not going to his lack of goals is going to hurt us now. Whereas when we
I can
this, and I want you to keep and bring Beast and Aslam back on again. Let's keep this for. We're gonna wait till January. I want to see how it's going to
Listen here.
Move on. Let me put it
Okay.
like this. Jesus brings out a better rest of Arsenal. That is what I'm
I will agree with that.
That is what I want to say.
Agree with that.
I don't expect
Then that is what you should have seen. That he brings out the bitter.
Nah,
That
look,
does.
look,
It does.
look, look,
This is quality to the team.
So
Sorry?
you just went with fucking pace. The pace.
Look, that is why I said no. Sorry, wait, last point. That last point. That is why I said.
But anyone learn, that's fine. Go ahead.
That is why I said you can take any player from City's team and put him in a squad. No? Like fortunately for Arsenal, they needed a new striker, and fortunately for them, one of his qualities is quick pressing up front. And Arteta likes that. So now with the boys and all that energy around him, why not press the whole let us press with the whole squad? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, like, his quality of football alone, how he can play in between the lines, that small balls, that is Arsenal type of football. So Arteta likes that. So he come on, he was Pips. He was Pips for year. He was Pips.
Look, what I would agree with is that, I mean,
That's it. That is right now. The fantasy points. Being brilliant in the team, being that the child doesn't get you fantasy points. I mean, Michael Carrick probably has, for his whole career, 3 points. For his whole career.
Moves a lot of medals.
Midfielder.
Moves a lot of medals in his cupboard.
Yeah, so you can't say he's a bad midfielder.
like quality midfielder though. But look, prediction time. Let's start with Spurs and Wolves because we've got our 2 guests here that jumped on because Isadora is I'm not used to seeing Isadora so quiet. So there's a reason why Penny.
That's because
I want you guys just to keep it as short as possible because we will be by Premium Sports Pub next week to preview the Liverpool and United game. So that's where you can get more thoughts of Benny and Beaster. But I'll start with Bram. Spurs versus Wolves. Prediction, my brother?
2-1. 2-1 Spurs.
Fair enough. Penny B, Spurs, Wolves?
31 Spurs.
Beaster, Rowney?
2-0 Spurs.
Aslam?
2-0 Spurs.
Is it
I
all?
wish we kept the clean sheet.
2-1. 2-1 Spurs.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw. But anyways.
I can see all that results. I can literally see all of that results.
1-1 draw. I'm only going ahead because the Spurs, man. That's why.
Hey, Wolves isn't cut. This is not a cut.
We know that.
But I feel confident as the Spurs team on lock. They're playing the way he wants him to. With the quality that Spurs has, he's extracting the most out of the team. The way I saw Chelsea and Spurs on Sunday.
Don't anybody want to sign
Yeah, but you were stupid not to sign him, man. That is what I said long time ago because he would
Yeah,
have
we were.
galvanized your team.
We were. And Bram said it. Conte was the perfect person for United. I see it now.
Anyways.
Doesn't even
Now let's come on to Liverpool United. Isidore, how do you see it going, my brother? You've been very, very quiet. Talk to me.
Maybe check the last 2 games that Liverpool play. I don't know if I must laugh or if I must cry or what is going on there. Our injury list again, bro, like the first season club got to Liverpool, 10 players out. I don't know. I'm just gonna go for 2-1 Liverpool. I can't see the 5-0 again. I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool.
You want to tell me Liverpool United didn't score against Brentford? They didn't score against fucking Brighton. They're going to score against us. Their first
They scored against Brighton, wasn't it 2-1?
Yeah, but you know how it is, man. Yeah.
Go.
I'm just thinking, Liverpool looks so sad now, and Liverpool never lost a game yet. If he was a United fan, this bro suicidal.
Guy, take your the thing now is what our injuries now. Look at Phillips. He played at the back. Gomez was on the bench.
Slit your wrists, bro. That's what I'm saying. You just are still playing well though. They just didn't get the result. The performance is still there. People didn't play cack.
No,
It's not an alarming
don't get me wrong.
It's not. Like United against Brentford was alarming. There was nothing positive from that entire game. You can say there's quite a few positives from the Liverpool versus Crystal Palace game. Quite a few positives. I love the way the Harvey Elliott played. He was brilliant. I love. Okay, Nunez is going to take a long time to get to where he needs to be, but he's going to get there. He's going to get there. You can see he has a way about him that he can play for Klopp, man. If you know what I mean.
I don't think it's gonna take a long time, man. You know
I
why?
think it's going to, because it's not just physical. It's going to be mental.
Take a good time.
Yeah,
It's gonna be mental with Nunez more than physical.
Nunez is not ever a long time, it's ever a good time.
I just think like what frustrates him more is the communication now, man. And with Thiago not being in the field, it makes it more difficult for him because Thiago is the only one who speaks to him. Like he can speak little to what's his name, Diaz, but Diaz is far away from him. You get what I'm saying? But he's only 22, man. So he'll get.
I just enjoy watching Liverpool. The speed at which they play, man. It attracts you to watch them. I just love
you see that also. But you see now also the what's his name? Nunez is out now. No? Now just came in now.
Did you see what they did there, man? Sorry. Sorry,
Khalid, we're not taking that prediction, my man. We're not going through that twice. We're not going through that twice. Khalid. Down the ala, bro.
Was it 5-0 after 10 minutes at Old Trafford last year? Was it 5-0?
No,
it
was.
What was it?
It was 3-0, wasn't it? No.
5 on Trafford and 4 at Anfield.
As it was like dominoes in the first game, it's almost like the Milo in the first game. I'm telling you, you're not going to lose Monday night. I don't think you're going to lose Monday night, Penny.
No, I think you're going to play much better.
Are we by me now? Or are we done with this?
Look, I think you're going to play much better. I think you're going to play much better just because it's us. But we will probably edge you. Just because
that's why I said 2-1 Liverpool. 2-1 Liverpool.
What's your score then? What's your prediction then?
Aslam?
I'll give you a goal and I'll say 2-3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool.
Je mag even information there. 2-3-1 Liverpool.
It will be one of the two, man. It will be one of the two. We like scoring a late goal against them.
3-1. I think that the 3-1 Liverpool, but I don't think United. I can't see United being embarrassed again, but I think Liverpool will have the upper hand in the game. But I don't think that United. Something tells me there's going to be a draw. My heart says one thing, my head says one thing.
Wishful thinking. Because I don't put us at the level of Fulham or Crystal Palace right now, bro. Anyways, Peter, your prediction?
Yeah, go Peter.
3-0.
3-0.
Anything you want to add on
Liverpool.
Monday?
3-0 Liverpool, Peter.
Yeah.
I'm also going
just
with
making
that.
sure.
That one.
Just making sure.
Penny B?
7-0. Liverpool.
Yo.
Nah, Benny, man, stop it.
No, man.
That's a 7.
Benny is giving up.
We don't even have a striker. He's not going to
7. I predicted this last season, didn't I? I predicted a hiding, and that's exactly what we got from both City and from Liverpool.
Yeah,
I predicted a hiding, and the 9-0 aggregate was actually better than what I predicted.
Nah, I can't see 7, bro.
7-0. 7-0. I'm saying
I'd be surprised if you lose. If you lose anything over 5-0, then I think you're in serious trouble.
Let's see what happens. Penny B saying that I didn't let you guys give too much. Or your man of the week, bro?
Thomas Frank.
Not bad. Peace Ronnie.
I'm torn between quite a few players there, but I'm gonna go with Jesus.
I'm also gonna go with the press.
Coming for going forward as the Ein.
You know what? From behind number one, I'm gonna shout press, boy, press.
Every time you don't say just shout.
Ik haat dat weer.
Your man of the week?
Rodrigo of Leeds.
I was
Oh,
going
yeah.
with Rodrigo.
I can give that a shout.
Nice.
He played it well.
Aslam?
Nah, Gabriel.
Yeah, Pascal is saying 2-2 Liverpool.
You must
2-2
be very
United.
specific there. You talking about Gabriel centre back or you talking about Jesus?
Nah, Gabriel Jesus, the press.
Press.
Pascal is saying 2-2 United and Liverpool.
Pascal must shut up.
Yeah.
He must shut
Nah,
up.
I don't think we'll concede 2 goals, man, against them.
You could have left.
That shit was bullshit. Sorry?
You could have left out against them. You could have left that out. There's no need for violence. Not at all.
My God, sorry.
Yeah, we call it man of the week, Bram. Is it all man of the week?
Kali is on Bram's case, bro. Kali with these cat comments.
I don't know why.
Bram, can I ask you something?
Go for it.
How much goals do you think Kane is gonna score this season?
At my answer.
Me also.
15 goals.
I'm going.
Honestly, Bram,
Honestly, between 15 and 20.
No, give us a number. I want a number, not between.
I can't because of the fact World Cup here. He's the type of guy so selfish. Before the World Cup, leading up to the
Taking
World
all
Cup.
that into account, Bram. Taking all that into account, give you a number.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Between 15 and 20. If it wasn't a World Cup year,
17, I give him
I would say
17.
25 to
That's the
30.
two
Yeah, give him 17 and an own goal.
I'll go 17.
17
And
and
17 and an own goal.
In the own goal.
What don't go?
Anyway.
If it wasn't the World Cup coming up in November in the middle of the season, I would say 25 to 30 goals.
I say 22 for Kane this season.
I say 17.
22.
But I was going to go on a go slow year before the World Cup.
Your
Just so not to get
22 was top goal scorer, bruh.
I feel Kane can do it. I feel Kane can do it. We're gonna have brilliant strikers in the league this season, gents.
I feel they can give Jesus the trophy.
We're gonna have the golden boot is going to be amazing.
They can
I
give
like
it
that
Golden Boot
positivity
Jesus
bit.
in October.
In full enough, the golden boot is gonna be amazing. We have the best strikers in the league now. We have the best strikers in the world. If you look at leagues,
I say
we have
Haaland.
Haaland,
Haaland. Flop of the week, Penny B.
David De Gea.
Yo, I was just gonna say he took it out of Nunez was there, but De Gea definitely.
David De Gea, bro. If anybody else says anything different,
I
they
want
blow.
to tell Khalid that Mitrovic cost my fantasy team, so he's my flop of the week.
-1 million. And he was on bench last week.
Yeah.
Yo, bro.
Cost me.
So, Aslam, yours?
Yo, nah, it must be the game, man. Yo,
Must.
I didn't see you do something like that in a while, yo. Nah, your team is making that man depressed, man.
Nah, it's making he depressed the team on Saturday, bro. Because after a goal like that, how do you lift yourself? After a goal, you concede like that, your game plan is out of the fucking window. And we are soft, fragile fucking team. That if something like that goes against us, we are fucked. And exactly
one game. That man has been saving you for the last 3 seasons.
I understand that. I didn't say he's the flop of forever. He's the flop of the week. We're talking about the week past. In the 7 days that went before this,
His gloves was flopped for the first goal. His gloves flopped.
Yo, I don't know how that ball go under there, man. Yo,
how the Bruce celebrate, man? He's like, the fuck? And he couldn't believe it. Oh, sad.
Is it your flop, my brother?
De Gea, my bro. De Gea.
Yeah. I say everybody associated with Manchester United, man.
no.
Except Benny. Shame. I'll let Benny slide. But everybody, all the other fans, the Glazers, the Gaya, Rey Mysterio there at the all of them, the Let the misery just pile on. I can't wait for Monday. It must be biblical. Monday must be the final nail in the coffin.
But you know, no, we have nothing to lose though, because we are rock bottom, bro. We are literally rock bottom. We are 20th on the log.
Nah,
There's
you only
no-
winner in the Premiership. I want to see you down in the conference, liquidated. That's where I want to see you.
Huh?
That's why I say, bro, this game on Monday is gonna be something else, my bro. It's not gonna be like last season's 5, no, my bro. You're gonna see as a different
No,
game.
I want you to give it to them raw. Try.
They're gonna wake up. They're gonna wake up before Monday, man. Before Monday, they're gonna think, nah, we can't let them score another 5 here.
Exactly. As well.
They won't be one time with it.
The first game was final though. The second game was not much better. The second game we were actually worse.
That is Anfield, man. That was expected.
Anyway.
Okay, also.
Final thoughts. Bram the man, I'll start with you.
I actually wanted Pascal to be here, but anyway, he's not there. Final. Pascal, I did not forget him. I did not forget him. But look, listen. We spoke about the referees. Let's hope the referees continue being consistent. Letting the game flow. Because I think that's what all fans want to see. And I hope that Monday night the referee lets the game just flow, man. You know, allow for the things that happen in the Chelsea Spurs game, allow for it to happen within the realms of obviously the rules, but the rules of the game. But let it happen, man. Because that's why we at football as fans, that's what we want to see. The needle in the game, the passion. So for me, I just hope that the referees stay consistent.
Yeah, but Bram, you can't pull a guy's hair, my bro.
It's called smash and grab. It's called smash and grab.
I thought grab, bro.
Mhm.
You grab the hair, my bro.
There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing.
What do you mean there's nothing wrong with it?
He was blocking him. He was blocking him.
Is it only a ball guy will say that?
I'm like browser to pull his eyebrows.
There's nothing wrong with that challenge. He was cut his head.
Aslam, your final thoughts, my brother?
Yo, I feel sad for my boy, but he'll grow up, man. He'll grow up. It was a nice London game. Yo, I didn't see one like that in a while. So that is just a sense of what the season might be like. So that is good to see. Like the competition is tough. Yo, we are behind, 4 points behind already. So yeah, that is my final thoughts. Like I'm just thinking of my team. Fuck the others right now.
Just imagine you lost to Palace and you would have gone into Monday night's game potentially 9 points behind City before the United game starts. That would have been a daunting experience, no?
And that's the same thing.
Not actually, because it's only the third game, man. If it had
know,
to be
but,
January or something like that, yo.
Yeah, but it's still
City lead Liverpool by what? 14, 18 points?
Yeah.
Was it
But
18,
look,
18 points?
But what I can tell you is that like
Lead by a single point. So points now means fuck all, bruh.
I know. I'm just
Absolutely.
saying that if you look at it, it would be you'd be a little bit wary of the pressure of we have to win this game would be more because you don't want them to have momentum of a
that
gap.
is not just for us, my friend. That is for everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to win the league.
And that's hypotheticals, man. That's hypotheticals.
If City goes, everybody's gonna want to win them. So that is cool. That puts a target on their back. We'll come from behind once again, like I said, like we did again. But
Last year.
I think like just like with the team now, I'm actually not worried just because of what they like show when they go behind, man. You get what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we were 10 men behind, and it wasn't really somebody who can come on for Nunez. But I think Klopp will tweak the system a bit against you guys. Hopefully, Salah will go up in front and Elliot will take his place. I would like to see that. And then,
What's wrong with Fabinho?
Firmino's coming back now, so I don't think he will just throw him in, man. He's not gonna do that. It's the beginning of the season, so you wouldn't want recurring injuries. So rather let your player rest and heal properly, and then bring him in when he's ready.
Yeah, he had a bad game against Fulham also, Firmino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's fine, man. Like he must just relax, and our list is long. But I feel this is time for the youngsters to shine. Elliot was brilliant in the beginning of the season, last season, so he's gonna
So,
look forward to doing that again.
say, bro.
Prem, you're not going to say night to Khalib?
No.
Isidore, your
See you,
final
buddy.
thoughts, my brother?
Have a good night, Khalib.
As you guys talked about the Chelsea game, afterwards, Tuchel and Conte, I don't know what that was, an arm wrestle, but Tuchel told him, apparently, look into my eyes. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The Brian Brian Adams.
Yeah, I think it was nice to be back again. The comments also was on fire on the side also. Yeah, looking forward to the weekend again. Monday night again we're playing. Hope for the best. Yeah.
Love for jumping on. It's good to see you again. I must add you to our WhatsApp group, my man. I don't check the Facebook DMs. I only checked it now, literally. So yeah.
Oh, is it just slide into your DMs, David?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Benny, your final thought, bro.
I just want to say that last year, this time, 3 games into the season, Arsenal, 9 goals conceded, none scored. They popped us to, they were ahead of us, and they were supposed to make Champions League. So I'm not worried. There's no panic stations yet. And if we do win Liverpool, we go ahead of them. So that if we call a cuck, what does that make them?
The man in the feisty.
So yeah, I'm ready. I'm mentally prepared. Nothing can get me lower than what I am right now. Not even I've been through the hiding zone of Liverpool, and I survived. I've survived.
Can I change my prediction?
Of course.
Change your prediction, bro.
4-0 Liverpool. Yeah.
Okay. I still my prediction still stands at 7-0 Isidore. So yeah, I'm ready for Monday. I'm excited for Monday, but I'm also fearful. And that's just normal. That's just normal. That's just normal.
Playing Monday.
It's cocky to play Monday.
Yeah,
Beast
I
up.
like taking Liverpool.
Are you ready, my man?
Take us home, Beast Ronnie. Take us home.
Nah, this weekend, all other teams might just step aside. They did their business already. Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, City, they are off and running. The only 2 teams that didn't start flying it is the teams playing on Monday night. So the whole weekend just goes about fantasy. Monday night is football. I'm excited. I just want a good football game, and Liverpool didn't disappoint the past 2 games with the fighting spirit. Even though the results wasn't going our way, it was a good game of football, and that's what you want to see. I said that in the first part. I want United to be that derby team that Liverpool can play, and we all expect that. Because if you're going to watch Monday's game, you're going to see an hour before the time. They're going to show you clips of Roy Keane and Gerrard and Vidic and Torres. That's what we want to see. Not this cacket you saw last week of 9-4.
They're literally playing like Derby. They're literally playing like Derby County. You said you wanted Derby now. They took you literally by your word. No, the Derby County.
Yeah.
Benny, I'm just joking. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys.
I'm not going to respond to your cuck, Bram.
But yeah, shot a lot, guys. Shot everyone in the comments. Isidore Aslam.
Love you. I'll put
Yeah, big up everyone inside. Like I said, guys, we'll be at Premium Sports Pub on Monday. Whether it's going to be a live pre-recorded show, we're still deciding, but there are going to be some awesome guests on stage at Premium Sports Pub, so more information on that will come up. Big up to everyone in the comments for doing what you do. Best slap a like on the video. It's Bram the Man, Benny B, Beast Ronnie, Aslam, Isidore, and David. We are out of here. Blessed.
Told them I am the Prince of Grime, and I just came back from putting brothers in hearses. I was with verses, talking all about other verses. Perfect. RTL. Young gun of the scene.